What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and I am finally back. Yes, I know I disappeared there, but it's for good reason. And today in this video, you're going to find out why you should be playing crypto games. It should be a no-brainer. And the reality is that people have been playing games for a very long time. I've played them back as far as when EverQuest was around, and that really shows my age. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, can I play games and make money, Liz? And the answer is absolutely. If I can do it, so can you. I mean, back in the day, I used to have to make my 12-year-old sister sit on 3 computers and do what's called 3-box, the game of EverQuest, in order to make money. But thanks to the magic of NFTs, and we'll talk all about that in this video, you can do it now without having to have an assistant like that and without having to have a little grumpy 12-year-old wanting to kick the shit out of you. So today, I'm gonna show you how even this old lady can play computers games and make money, and if I can do it, so can you. So I'm obviously super fired up for this video. I hope you are. Let's go and do this. All right, so what's all this about me making money while playing games, Liz? Well, yes, it's facts. And if you stick around till the end of this video, I'm going to show you not only my #1 favorite overall game to do this with and how you can make the most amount of money. In fact, people are making $5,000, $10,000 a day playing this game. But I'm going to show you how you can go about and learn more about it. And I'm also going to show you my favorite mini game, which basically means it's a game that you can get involved in with immediately and spend a very little amount of money to start making money every single day. So I'm going to share with you both those things. But first and foremost, I'm going to tackle probably the biggest question is, are these a Ponzi scheme or what's going on with these games, Liz? And the reality is that no, they are not Ponzi schemes, but yes, in fact, they are gambling. And while they are gambling, I will try and help you eliminate the biggest problem of all, which is how to avoid games that are that much gambling. There is a way to be able to tell with those. So first and foremost, it's always important to do your own research. I know people say like DYOR. I just like to say Dior because I guess I'm just fancy like that. But Dior, do your own research and figure out what's going on with these games. It really helps in most instances when you're part of a Discord community and they're all actively cooperatively talking about these games and what's good, what's bad, etc. It also helps when you're pretty familiar with crypto in general, so you can kind of do the research on the team members and see how they've been doing and so forth with their past efforts, as well as what they have planned for this one. And usually what they have planned for this one is shown by way of what's called a white paper. So I'm going to head on over to Pizza Game itself, and I'm just going to go to the website, it's pizza.game. You'll notice that here they have what's called a white paper, and you can just quickly and easily peruse through that and see, like, what's the game about? How do I actually make money? What are the tokens involved? As you can see in Pizza, there's something called Pizza. There's something called AVAX, which we'll talk about, which is Avalanche, which is one of the big up-and-coming blockchains that's available out there that a lot of people are really huge fans of, and I'll talk about why briefly. But there's also something called a coin called Soda that is involved in Pizza, and it's right here, it's called Soda. So there's a couple coins involved when you do play these games, and these are the coins that you'll essentially be cashing out at the end for real hard moolah, cash, whatever you want to call it, bread, whatever you guys are calling it nowadays. It's just the green, right? It's what you're going to make. It's how much money you're going to make and all that good stuff. So with Pizza is clearly one of those games that I have been actively involved in. I talked about it a few months back when I made my last video, and I'm still actively involved in it. So I'll show you in a minute all my stats for Pizza and so forth. But again, I will try and help you eliminate the gambling by kind of discussing a couple of the games that I've been involved with, a couple of the games that I plan to be involved with, and a couple things to look out for. And I guess the 2 biggest questions that you always have to ask yourself is, do I feel that this game has a really good plan? And do I feel that they'll be able to update on it? And a lot of times they'll also include what's called a roadmap. This is a white paper, but a lot of the ones that have a roadmap, we can check out this step-in one, which has really gained a lot of popularity recently, but you'll see what their roadmap involves and what they're doing. So when they have something like that, it gives you a good sense of feeling nice, warm, and cozy inside because of the fact that you do really truly feel that they're going to update this. Because, you know, let's face it, with a lot of these games, shit happens, so you want to make sure that they do have the solid team. Here in Step-In, you'll see that they have a team. They also have advisors, which means people that have been actively involved in crypto for a very long time and have either invested in the coin or have participated in other projects, so they can clearly advise these people on what to do best. And also, in some cases, what to do worse, which is pretty much what I do best. And in a second, I will show you a game that did a very poor job. So the clearest thing that you'll want to look at is if you want to wait a little while to see how the game starts off. And if they do hit a bunch of these milestones, then it's probably a pretty good green light to get actively involved. There was one that I recently bought into called, I can't even remember the name of it. It's Grand Theft Bacon, I believe. And it looked all cool and cute and they had like good artwork and shit. But at the end of the day, they've just been really lame on their updates and they haven't done a lot in a while. So I don't even have my wallet connected because at one point I had over what's called Grease, which is the coin that they have involved. Grease and I forgot the other one, eggs. And what I came to realize is that just wasn't making enough bacon because that grease wasn't really worth too much. And when I tried to cash it out, it would have cost me more in the cash out fees or the gas involved with Avalanche than it would have the grease itself. So I decided, the hell with this game, I'm going to stop playing it. But again, it looked really, really pretty. It looked terrific. I put 2K into the game. And I probably only got a couple hundred back out. And while it's still actively going, they have made some updates. I've not even connected my wallet or taken the effort of connecting my wallet in order to see how much I'm at now, which is probably a mistake. I will do that in the next week and kind of update you guys. But that's just an idea of a game that did a really poor job. And it looked at first like they were going to do a decent job, but they just didn't. Pizza Game has done a far better job of creating updates and having the community active. It's also important to join the Discord channel of whatever game you're deciding to jump on. So I'm in the Pizza Discord channel and it's pretty good. They do a great job of pretty much almost everything. I was quite pleasantly surprised that it's turned out to be that good. Now, one site that you can go to find out like what's hot in these games, what's hot in general in all of crypto is a site called DappRadar. So at DappRadar.com, you can quickly scroll through these by sorting them out through the blockchain itself. So I'll just take a look at Ethereum. There aren't a lot of games on Ethereum because if you guys are involved in crypto at all, you'll know that every transaction that you make on each individual blockchain, Ethereum is one blockchain, will cost you what's called a gas fee. So consider it similar to the gas that we're paying right now in the USA. Gas is usually $5 a gallon. Ethereum is like that $5 gas. It's expensive as hell. It's a pain in the ass to pay, and a bunch of people always are constantly complaining about it. That's why I try to stay off Ethereum. It's not my favorite coin in the world, and I know a lot of people probably be up in arms like, Liz, oh my God, how could you hate on Ethereum? Well, it's just expensive. However, most coins are on the Ethereum blockchain, so it's kind of a pain in the ass in that regard. So if I look at just games, I can see that the top games right now on Ethereum are the following ones. And I can just scroll through there and see like what's going on. I don't particularly see anything that I really like on there. So most of the games are now coming out either on Avalanche, which is the leading one for games, but I've seen a bunch of them on Solana, like the Steppen is on Solana. Avalanche has these, you can see Crabata is number 1, which is something that I'll talk about here in a second. Pizza Game is number 2. Those are probably my 2 favorite, only because I'm a huge fan of the Avalanche network, or AVAX as I call it here. And these are the 2 primary games that I've been involved in. So I will talk a lot about those here in a minute. However, possibly the most successful crypto game of all time at the present time is a game by the name of Axie Infinity. And I don't even think I have it up here. And that's primarily because of the fact that Axie Infinity, it came up really strong. It's still very hot. And it's the process of breeding these little guys. They're called Axies. You can clearly see I have no idea how to spell, but you breed these Axies together and then you can sell them. So they have their own marketplace where you'll see a bunch of Axies for sale. So you could breed them. You could also, I believe, battle with them. You could also do all sorts of other activities with those Axies and get paid to do that in the Axie coin itself. And you're still probably wondering, like, how do I get paid though in USD? Well, I'll show you how to do that here in a second on another game. But here are some of the Axies. Here are some of the Axies that are for sale. There's even land for sale, items for sale, and I guess bundles. I'm not too sure what a bundle is, but you'll see that these items will be items that you can use in the game. So that is Axie Infinity. That's the popular and the number 1 game of all time at the present time. However, the game that I really feel is gaining ground on Axie, and it's my number 1 pick for the game for you to get involved in, is this one right here. It's called Crabata. In order to play Crabata, you just go to Crabata.com. And Crabata has so many different elements involved to it, as well as a team that is actively doing updates and making this game better and better. And you know, I usually just walk around. People laugh at me and they think I'm funny because I always say like, they'll ask, Liz, what have you been up to? I've been playing with my crabs. And it sounds like I have an STD or something. In fact, might be some people out there that think I have an STD. I literally have been doing nothing but laying in bed and playing with my crabs. That's exactly what I'm doing. There's so many different ways you can play with these crabs. There's really 4 essential ways you can make money with them: breeding, mining, looting, and there's one other one that I'm forgetting, and that is renting your crabs out at the tavern, or in other words, being a crab pimp. So when y'all see me out on the street, you'll know that I'm one of the only certified crab pimps out there. I'm in here pimping my crabs for money, and guess what? Those bitches are making me some money. So I'm in love with these crabs. They're the best thing that has happened to me in a while, because essentially we're in a play and earn idle game. What do they mean by idle? What it means that you really don't have to do anything. You check on your crabs a couple times a day, and boom, the crabs take care of the rest for yourself. Now, there are a lot of advanced strategies far beyond this video itself. And I am probably going to start a whole play to earn channel, only because I could talk about this stuff every single day. And I obviously want to keep this content here, what I do in my main businesses, because the crabs are on the side. However, I will say this: participating and actively making sure I keep those crabs is going to at some point make those crabs take over my primary source of income, just because they're that passive and you can be that aggressive with them. So this is it. This is Crabata. You'll go to crabata.com to see and learn more about it. But the big reasons why I am so bullish on Crabata is because of the fact that they are creating brand new updates. 2 of the biggest updates that are coming to Crabata is they are creating their own blockchain that's going to run off the Avalanche network. However, it's going to create lower gas fees, because right now the big buzz on Avalanche is it's becoming so popular and so overcrowded that the gas fees are just getting up there. What I mean, they're not as high as Ethereum, but they're still quite high. A lot of people, it's really eating into their profits. So what Crabata have done is they've managed to make a deal with Avalanche, and now they're creating their own blockchain on top of Avalanche so that it lowers the amount of gas that the players make, thus giving the players playing Crabata more money in their pockets. So people are excited about that. The other thing that they're excited about is you will now be able to battle your crabs. It's crab versus crab, mano y mano, or claw y claw, or however you say it. Crabs will be able to battle one another and fight for the title of, the world's toughest crab. And not that there will be a title or a belt or anything exchanged. However, you will make more money when you become good at the crab battle game. And they've also included PvE, or player versus environment, for those antisocial crab players out there who don't want to battle other crab players. You can now battle the environment or big bosses in the crab. So you'll be battling gigantic lobsters, sharks, and who knows what other kind of animals there are in the trenches of this underwater bikini bottom-esque land, or under the sea, whatever you want to call it. So again, that's an exciting thing for players, which means it'll essentially introduce 2 brand new ways to make money: PvE and PvP, and people are just super excited. Yeah, so like I was saying, sorry, but my video cut out, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue just recording the audio. People are super excited about this Crabata and all the things that they have coming out very soon. They are coming out in as quickly as May 15th, I think the first update is. And let's take a look here at the marketplace so you can kind of have an idea for what kind of investment you need to get into the game. Now, the reality is that this game is a little bit more expensive at the present time, but I do think that once battle mode and things like that start, it'll be a lot cheaper. So what we want to breed is virgins. I know that sounds funny, but we want pure-blooded virgins. And right here, I'm just checking off all the different classes so that I can show you what the lowest price that we can get in with these pure-blooded virgins. We have ones here that are $700. These are the bulk class. For $700, you can buy 1 crab. As soon as you buy him, you can just put him straight up in the tavern and become a pimp. And so that is definitely one way to start off. But as you can see, $700 is quite a bit of money to get started to play this game. And here is the tavern where you can see that you can rent these out, and you'll see the ones that I have rented out right now, or you won't. It just depends. I don't think I have too many in the tavern right now. Most of mine are mining, and you'll see that I have a couple teams under this managed teams, or you won't, because I think for some reason yesterday the Crabata game was having problems with the API, so it was difficult to connect to it, difficult to mine. I do have a bot that I mine with. That way I don't have to participate in gaming, so it's even less idle gaming than the title says. So I really hardly participate in it other than buying crabs, breeding crabs, and just checking on them and making sure that they're still working because of this bot. So that's the great thing about it. But let's have a look at Pizza Game, which is a little differently. It's a lot more hands-off than Crabata. So you'll see right here that I'll connect to the game itself, and you'll see that currently this is what I've got in my wallet, and I've got 18 soda and like 72,000 pizzas. I can buy pizza for, it's almost 1 cent. It's 0.0082, which is almost 1 cent. And in total I have right now 12,953 pizzas, and you'll see my entire crew and the fact that right now they're 24% fatigued. So you'll see that all these crew members that I do have it's quite a few of them. It's 15, and then these are all the tools that I have which help me make more what's called PPM, or pizzas per minute. So these are the pizzas that I'm making per minute. The tools, and depending on the guys that you have, will help you make more pizzas. The little yellow guys, I believe, make 3 pizzas per minute, while all the other regular guys make 1 pizza per minute. And then you'll see that each of these tools, they have the ability to help you make more pizzas per minute. And the goal is to make as much pizzas as you can possibly per minute, but with the more crew members you have, as well as the fancier tools, your fatigue will go up higher and higher. And in order to buy NFTs to play on the pizza game, you go to NFT Trade, you'll look up pizza game chefs, and they'll be listed here. And the way that I usually do it is by clicking on the floor price so that I could get the cheapest pizza NFT chefs up at the top. And you'll notice that this little guy here is 0.45 AVAX, which again is Avalanche. It's the coin that's used to buy these pizza guys on the NFT Trade site. Now, at one point with you playing the pizza game, you were able to actually mint these guys, but that's not available anymore. Like, now you got to buy them on a second site like NFT Trade, and that's how you get started with NFT Trade. 0.5 AVAX is about $37. So here's a spreadsheet that I use to be able to calculate how much total USD I'll make per day. You'll see that I make over 120,000 pizzas at the current time. It's 145 pizzas per minute, and you'll see that that totals out to right now the current value of $98.43. And so that is how much pizza I currently make, and as I invest more in my pizzeria, I will make more pizzas per minute. And that's the goal of the game, because at some point all you got to do is claim those pizzas and then go to Trader Joe XYZ and sell the pizzas for USD, AVAX, or whatever coin you really want to. So also you can farm for soda. You'll see that I have soda down there. So right here you'll see that I'm just going to import pizza into Trader Joe, and I'm going to show you how you trade that pizza and turn it into cash. So right here it's giving me a little bit of problems. It's not allowing me. It says insufficient liquidity for this trade, so I'll just refresh it and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've refreshed, and now that I've refreshed, you'll see that that 72,805 is worth Alright, now that I've refreshed, you'll see that that 72,805 is worth 0.79 AVAX, which we take that, we multiply it by its current price of 85, and we find out that it's worth approximately $67. So 120,000, which is the amount of pizzas that I make per day, including fatigue and all the other calculations, comes out to 1.30 AVAX, which you'll see right here. I'll do the calculations for that. So you'll see right here that 1.3 AVAX comes out to about $110. So technically the $120,000 worth of pizza is worth $110.50 per day. Add to that the soda, which is approximately $150. So we've got about $260 that's made in total on the pizza game daily. And then you can add that together with my Crabata money, which I'll show later on in another video. But again, overall not too bad considering that it's free money. So let me know if you guys have any other questions and or comments. I appreciate you watching this video. And again, sorry about the video and the video going out. I'm just back to YouTube again, and so I'm a little rusty. So peace out. I'll see you guys in the next video.